Namaskar. First of all, I just take this opportunity to extend a warm welcome to all the directors joining from different samitis, officers joining from different samitis, and nodal officers placed in different samitis. These nodal officers mainly are responsible for helping us implement this scheme in different part of the country and then establishing the right kind of network with different training institutes. I also extend a warm welcome to all the coordinators joining from different training institutes and KVK's project director, deputy project director, Atmas, and dear friends. So today in this webinar, we are going to have two sessions. One is on agri loan and Mudra loan. It will be made or presented by Sri Hari Babu Vemka. He is from STFC. Another one is on processing value addition, business opportunities, and importance of skilling in millets. This session is by Dr. Dayakar B. Rao from IIMR Hyderabad. So this what so first I'll invite Sri Hari Babu Vemka. He will speak on agri loan and Mudra loan because it's very important to understand that whatever kind of skill you are providing to the farmer or rural youth, many times it will happen that there will be some involvement of investment making. And for that is our responsibility to connect them to the right source of finance. So banks have an important role to play in that. And with that idea only, we invited Hari Babuji from SDFC. Over to you. Thank you.
Basically agriculture we have started in a small this thing from 2006 onwards we have been starting here looking at the farmers, small and marginal farmers and different activities we have started. So coming to the what are the different activities that we fund? Basically agriculture loan means it for crop cultivation only, crop production. So crop production is a major thing that we have been funding. So apart from the crop production, like field crops like paddy, wheat, jowar, all kinds of cultivation of the crops, like working capital expenditure, we will fund from the bank side. So that is a primary thing that we will do in agricultural this thing. And apart from the field crops, like we also fund for horticultural crops, like cultivation of the horticultural crops, like plantation crops, mango, floriculture crops, all kinds of crop cultivation activities we have been funding to all the farmers who are having the land on the family members, and we have been funding to these crops. And apart from this cultivation of the field crops, we also fund for the developmental activities, that is land development activities, like land leveling, land leveling kind of a thing. Fencing, borewell, drip irrigation, pipeline, okay, kind of different borewells, fencing, all kinds of bonding activities, different kinds of long-term investment, like term loan also will fund for the long-term investment activities. So apart from that, we also fund for the purchase of tractors, combine harvesters, farm implements, farm machinery. So all kinds of these things also we will fund under the agricultural loans. And these are all the basic things which are required. Cultivation of the crops means we will fund only CC facility, that is a cash credit facility, and for which has to be repaid in 1 year tenure. And coming to this long term, like land developmental activities, which take longer tenure for a repayment. The 5 years tenure we will take, and 5 year tenures with the half yearly or yearly repayment based on the crops that you have been cultivating, we will take it up. Well, customer has to repay it in 5 years tenure, 5 to 7 years tenure with a half yearly repayment or 1 year repayment, especially for the land developmental or field developmental activities. Say for example, purchase of tractor also it is like long-term investment. We will give the 5 years tenure where the customer has to pay generally half yearly installment or 10 half yearly installment customer has to pay it. That is for the tractor or combine harvester or farm machinery or farm implements, whatever the implements kind of a thing. So these are the general two things that we normally fund. And coming to other parts like construction of the godowns also we will fund like rural godowns. Customers after I mean having the produce they will need to store for some period of time, maybe 2 or 3 months, where small kind of a godowns also they can construct. So for those activities also we will fund, and cold storage, any kind of a cold storages we will fund. And high-tech cultivation like greenhouse cultivation, polyhouse cultivation also will fund. So I think you might be knowing this. Apart from the field normal crop cultivation, we also fund for high-tech cultivation. That is intensive cultivation. Suppose the customer is having only 1 or 2 acres of agricultural land, where he need to get a more produce or more income. For those kind of situations, customer will opt for a greenhouse within 1 acre. They will, or half an acre, they can get the yield of 4 to 5 times or up to 10 times of the normal yield. That means whatever that we produce in the greenhouse or polyhouse is 3 or 4 times more than the normal field crops. That is intensive cultivation. I think you might be knowing it. For those kind of activities like greenhouse, it is called greenhouse cultivation or polyhouse cultivation. Those kind of activities also we will fund based on the project. So customer is having some kind of a project, let's say for example, per 1 acre it is costing around 40 lakh rupees. For 1 acre of greenhouse or polyhouse, it is costing around 40 lakhs, out of which we will fund around 25 to 30 lakhs to the as a term loan, so which has to be repaid by the customer. So that is regarding the greenhouse or polyhouse or high-tech agriculture. And ripening chambers, anyhow, you might be knowing it. Godowns, cold storages, and ripening chambers where the post-harvest, once the crop is harvested, post-harvesting kind of thing, we will fund this construction of these activities. So that is regarding the, I mean, different activities that we will fund like in agriculture. And apart from that, agricultural loans, crop loans, we also fund for allied activities. What are the allied activities? Like, allied activities like pisciculture, fish cultivation. Fish cultivation where the customer will, farmers will take up the bunds and take the pits, and they will cultivate where there is really good facilities, they will go for a fish cultivation. And some farmers will go for a poultry like layer farms, commercial layer farms, poultry layer, table eggs, and also poultry chicken, broiler chicken cultivation also will fund. And allied activities like dairy activities, dairy purchase of dairy animals will fund, and setting up of the milk units also will fund. And sericulture activities like silkworm rearing will fund, and vermiculture like earthworms growing for the purpose of taking up vermicomb production, that also we will fund. So in broad category we will fund these are the different activities under agriculture and allied activities. So various mushroom also we can say, mushrooms also we can say, or if any of the activities are missed out also we can take up, like example, mushroom was missed out, say in rural and semi-urban, rural areas especially, or semi-urban nearby cities also people are cultivating. Recent past mushrooms also being cultivated, so for those kind of activities also we will fund. So only main objective is customer has to generate, I mean your team, customer income generating activities in agriculture we will fund even though they are not straight away related to crop thing, other activities also we will fund. So this is a pure crop loan. Apart from this, we also fund for this input activities, like for customers has to purchase the traders, purchase of traders will be there, where they will be setting up small kind of trading units like small fertilizer shops, or a small pesticide thing. Those kind of things also we will that is trading segment also we will fund. So like input subsidies and output marketing also we will fund under this agriculture activities. So that is a broad categories that we will cover. So coming to next point is what are the different facilities, like what are the different facilities that we will fund under agriculture or crop cultivation. So basically, crop cultivation means, we fund for the cash credit. That is for daily needs of the crops. Like, we call it as a CC facility, CC or OD facility. These limits has to be renewed every year. That means customer has to repay it every year at the rate of half yearly or yearly, quarterly or monthly basis. So customer has to, based on the cash flows. It's the repayment depends upon the cash flow. Suppose customer is cultivating or farmer is cultivating paddy which will be harvested, or wheat, it will be harvested within 6 months crop. So he will get a funds in 6 months. So the repayment is half yearly. Sorry, half yearly repayment. That means within 1 year, this crop loan or cash credit component has to be repaid by the customer. So after that, it will be renewed. That means customer half yearly or yearly. Say for example, vegetables customer is growing. Vegetables means almost 60 days or 70 days. So in that case, customer can opt, or customer in discussion with the banker can go for a quarterly repayment also. So, no, sir, I will get the funds like once in a quarter. That means 3 months. So he can repay the interest, something like that. That is regarding the CC component. So what is a special feature of this CC component? Unlike other banks, is our bank has got a CC. That means wherever utilizes, based on the utilization only interest will be charged. Say for example, we have given 10 lakhs to the customer, 10 lakhs of cash credit for cultivation of crops, different crops. So if the customer, based on the utilization, he has used only 3 lakhs, only for that 3 lakhs only interest will be charged. Okay, so that is a benefit of this cash credit. Or sometimes after harvest of the produce, he will get the amounts. So once he gets the amounts, he can deposit in the account. Okay, if he deposits the account, the interest will not be charged for that component which the customer has deposited or farmer has deposited. So that is a special advantage. So if you have any, you can use this cash credit as a running current account. That means whenever you have funds, you can deposit. Whenever you require, you can withdraw the funds. It is not that once you give the money, interest will not be charged for this facility. That is a special feature of this CC cash credit or OD facility. So it is very useful to the farmer. Suppose you will get at the time of harvest. Simple thing is, if you give the 5 lakhs or 10 lakhs as a CC, he immediately does not require the total 5 lakhs. Initially, he might require for the land preparation or other thing, he require 50,000 or 1 lakh. So no, after that harvest sowing time, he requires some other 50,000 or 1 lakh. Or some weeding or pesticides, fertilizer purchasing, he requires some other amount. So based on the customer requirement, he can withdraw the funds. Okay. Once he get the funds also, he can deposit into the account. The only thing is, based on utilization funds only, interest will be charged. That is a unique feature of this account from our bank. So that is the one part that we will give. And the repayment, I told you, based on the cash flows, based on the different crops. Say for example, I told you this paddy or wheat, which are generally half yearly crops. So the crops with the farmer will get a repayment, has to be repaid in half yearly basis. Or something like cotton is there, where the crop duration is more than 6 months. In those cases, we have the option of repayment at yearly intervals. No, like plantation crops, like mango is there, or banana is there. Some other commercial crops which are a longer duration, more than 6 months, those crops we will pay the repayment. Customer has to repay it in a yearly basis. So that is this thing. And I told earlier, vegetable crops, where there are some other crops which will get 2-3 months, 2 months or 3 months. So immediately, no, quarterly also they can pay it. So that is the repayment period which we are offering. Okay. And coming to other component like term loan facilities. So term loan means it is like a long-term investment where the customer will take the funds and they will invest, invest, and immediately returns will not be come to the farmer. So so for this facility, term loan facility, we will give normally 5 years as a tenure. So 5 years tenure means that to customer based on the crops. Suppose he is growing half yearly crops or yearly crops, like half yearly or yearly, a customer has to repay it. Simple example, paddy customer we have given. So paddy half yearly, wheat is half yearly. So we will give 5 years tenure for the term loan. That means, suppose we have sanctioned 5 lakhs. So customer has to repay it in 10 half-yearly installments or 5 yearly installments for yearly crops. So that is the term loan component. Term loan components are generally given, you might be knowing it, purchase of farm machinery, as I earlier told, tractors, trolleys, like utility vehicles, jeeps, whatever it is, and the irrigation facilities, tube wells, drilling of bore wells, sprinkler irrigation, drip irrigation, construction of these small sheds. So like this, dairy, setting up of the dairy or poultry units, for those activities we will fund. And fish ponds digging also will give land developmental activities. So that is the term loan portion. Okay. So facilities means cash credit for the crop cultivation and term loans for the long-term investments. Those two are the broadly categories. Cash credit has to be repaid or interest has to be serviced within half yearly, yearly or 1 year. Term loan will be given for a period of 5 years with the half yearly or yearly repayments. That means after 5 years, this term loan will be closed. The total amount will be closed. For a CC, it will be there for 13 years. So based on the continuous renewal base, accounts will be renewed year on year, and it will be there for 13 years, cash credit facility. So that is the facilities that we are offering. Okay. Coming to eligibility, we normally call this crop loan in HDFC Bank as a Kisan Gold Card KGC facility. So KGC, under KGC facility, what kind of a loan amount that we are offering to the farmers? Especially we are starting, especially loan amount. What is the loan amount that we are giving? 2 lakhs to up to 500 lakhs. That means up to 5 crores also we will fund. Okay, 2 lakhs to 5 crores. 2 lakhs means based on the land cultivation, small farmers. Say, for example, customer is having around 2.5 acres or 3 acres. So we will fund those kind of customers based on the crops. We will fund 2 lakhs. So if the customer is having other source of income, like, they have got other source of income apart from the agriculture. So for those kind of farmers also we will fund under special scheme. That if up to 5 lakhs also we can fund. The range is very high. Normally for the farmers, those who are purely depending on a farming activity and doing the cultivation and agricultural activities, we will fund from 2 lakhs to around 25 to 30 lakhs. So that is the normal thing. And about 25 lakhs or 50 lakhs will fund for the farmers having other source of income. Suppose the customer is having, the farmer or customer is having other source of income. Some business he is having and is also agriculturist. So at those scenarios where the customer can repay from other income also, customer is there. For those kind of things, we will fund higher loan values also. Or for high-tech agriculture also, we will fund. So that is regarding the loan amount. And coming to the land holding, what is the minimum land holding required? So normally 2.5 acres. 2.5 acres per family is sufficient to fund for a crop loan. So minimum, that is a 2.5 acres is required. So above also is required. That too, it need not be on the same family member. Suppose a family is having husband, wife and their children. So what is happening, especially Andhra and Telangana, is suppose a family is having 5 acres. They are dividing among the husband, wife and children. Something that kind of a scenario. So family as a unit we will consider. So if the family is having around 2.5 acres, then we are ready to fund for the under crop loan segment. Okay. So that is regarding the land holding requirement, agricultural land holding requirement. So and coming to loan amount. So loan amount starting from 50,000 to 3.5 lakhs per acre. Normally we will fund. So there are two components I told you, CC and term loan. CC facility is purely based on the scale of finance. Suppose each crop will have a district level DLTC scale, district level technical committee will give the scale of finance. Based on that, we will fund the scale of finance. So the average will be, I have taken a simple average, will be around 35 to 40,000. So we will fund both like CC and term loan. Say for example, a customer is having 5 acres. So 5 acres is cultivating different crops like paddy, wheat or chili, whatever it is. So we will take the different calculations In that, we will give per acre approximately 70,000 to 1 lakh or 1.5 lakhs also we will give based on the income or other things or crops that he has been cultivating. So ranging from 50,000 per acre to 3.5 lakhs. So this 3.5 lakhs comes in the cases where the customer is having other source of income, where he can repay it. So those that will be considered apart from the agriculture. So normally farming, purely farming, around 50,000 to 1 lakh or 1,25,000 also we will consider per acre basis loan amount. So, age normally is above 18 to 16 years, 60 years we will consider. That is like all other banks. And I told you the repayment frequency, half yearly, yearly, quarterly or monthly. Monthly I put because wherever some farmers like poultry, pisciculture cases, especially poultry and dairy, where the farmers will get on a weekly basis or monthly basis, they will get the repayment amounts. They sell the dairy milk or they sell the eggs or chicken at monthly basis. So they will get the cash flows. For those cases, monthly basis we will put as a repayment frequency. Okay. So that is regarding the repayment. And coming to the target segment, to whom we will fund. So normally farmer is a pure, individual farmers will fund on the individual names and a family names. Proprietor, if is a proprietor or a partnership firm also will fund. Private limited also will fund. FPOs will fund. So and recently we have fund in agriculture. This thing, Telangana agriculture, they have formed one ARS case. ARS case also recently we fund. So any kind of entity, including the individuals, proprietors, partnership firms, private limited, FPOs, all kind of entities that we will fund under this crop loan segment. Okay, so that's a target segment that we are dealing with. And coming to facilities, CC, DOD and term loans, I have already told you. And regarding the tenure, 1 year tenure for CC facility and TL and DOD. Recently, we have started giving like term loan. We are also started giving the DOD for high value loans, especially above 50 lakhs or 1 crore loans. We started giving the drop line OD facility also. That means what is the difference between the term loan and drop line OD? Suppose I have given a 50 lakhs to the farmer. 50 lakhs, it has to be repaid in 10 half yearly installments. Say, for example, 10 half yearly installments. So it also works like a CC facility, but every 6 months the limit will be dropped. Okay, in that also, based on the utilization only, interest will be charged. So that is the DOD facility. Whereas a term loan means completely once we give the loan to the customer, interest will be charged from the day of disbursement until the payment of the loan. So that is the difference of the term loan or DOD facilities. Okay. So this is regarding the broad categories and eligibility criteria. And coming to this, what are the documents? So documents that are required, basic documents that are required from the farmer, application forms that we will take, and KYC of the borrower. The application forms we will give and we will collect from the customers to take the signatures, and KYC documents of the borrower and guarantor. So KYC means ID proof, address proof, like a PAN card, Aadhaar card, and voter card that we will take, and one guarantor we will take apart from this thing, and bank statement. If the customer has got any bank statement like savings account statement, we will take to check whether the farmer is having any banking habit or like that, we will check. If not, also not an issue. And if customer has availed any kind of other loans, that we will check whether what is the repayment culture of the farmer, that we will take repayment track record. And normally most of the farmers have got loans with a local packs. For that one, what we will take no due certificate. That is from the local packs. If he has got that, we will take as a mandatory. And if customer has got other loans also, that we will take. And Patadar passbook, these are the title deed or property documents. Patadar passbook, title deeds of in Telangana and AP we have only one book now, that is a title deed book. So that we will take. And latest Adangal Pahan is from the Mi Seva that we will that document is also required. And government card rate, that like SROs will give the what is the value of that market value. Sorry, government will give the rate of the value value of the per acre basis. So that is required. And some cases where the urban property documents are required for a big ticket cases, about 25 lakhs cases, where we need to take urban property documents also, we will take into consideration for covering the customer requirements. So these are the broad requirements. Suppose the customer is having other source of income, like customer is some one of the family member is salaried. So in those cases, salary certificate also is required. Our customer is showing some kind of income, like ITR, business income is there, ITRs we will consider. So all the other incomes apart from the pure agriculture income, if the customer has got other income, that also will be counted for giving the additional loan amounts to the customer in terms of term loan, by way of term loan or DOD facility. So that is the advantage. These are the documents. And coming to these are all secured loan. For all the cases, we are taking security, like mortgage. Customer has to go for a mortgage. These are all secured. Based on security only, we are funding. Mortgage has to be created, legal has to be cleared, and we are funding purely based on the secured basis. And if the customer want to avail, rural and semi-urban farmers, if they want to avail under subsidy scheme, like government subsidy schemes are there, like their government is giving less than 1 lakh or less than 3 lakhs, state government is giving 3% subsidy. That also we are covering, where the customer is from a rural or semi-urban location, based on the customer requirement, where the loan amount, in those cases, the loan amount purely based on the scale of finance only will be considered for sanctions and disbursements. So that is regarding the this thing. These are the broad, guidelines that we have been following, our requirements from the bank. So any specific thing like, crops like higher amounts also we will fund, and some different people. Say for example, we are funding to military people. Those military people who are working in armies, we are funding under Kisan. Jai Jawan, Jai Kisan, this thing facility, where they can, customer can be in somewhere location, some other location working, and we can fund from his native location. So that kind of that facility is there. For the government employees, farmers having government employees also we are funding, and farmers with other source of income that we are funding. If the customer has already taken one agricultural loan from HDFC Bank, like two-wheeler he has taken, or auto loan, car loan he has taken, based on the repayment track, if the customer has got agricultural land, for those also we are funding as a special case. And women beneficiaries, like if the customer is having debt swap scheme also, like 1 lakh loans also we are funding for the existing customers to overcome the other debts. If customer has got other debts, that 1 lakh, up to 1 lakh, that we are funding to existing customers. And also women beneficiaries, if the customer has got some loan with our bank, we will give women, if the women member is there. As for our women members, we are also funding 50,000 per women member. Separate facility will be given. So like that, different schemes are there in this. And like crops also, different crops are available, like paddy, normal field crops, it is one kind of a scale of finance or term loans are available. Like plantation crops, say for example, banana is required high value, requirements is there, 1 lakh up to 1.25 lakhs that we are funding. And banana, grapes, or plantation crops, that also we are dealing, and funding the based on the scale of finance and project reports we are funding. Apart from these are all the normal regular crop cultivation. Apart from this, we also fund for the seed organizers. Seed organizers means seed production agents are there. Seed companies will give seed production activities to the farmers. So for farmers doing the seed production, and the seed organizers, those who are into seed organizer production activity, seed production activity, for those activities also we are funding, because where especially cotton we are doing here, and where the requirement will be very high. So per cotton, 1 acre of cotton, 1 acre of seed production, seed crop production, it is requires almost 2 to 2.5 lakhs. So high value, like where the manual pollination is required. And a lot of people are labor intensive production also we have been considering, and we are giving to the farmers or the seed organizers, and the high value. That is 2.5 acre, 2.5 lakhs per acre is required. I'm giving an example, 2.5 lakhs of investment is required per acre of the cotton. So that is a requirement. Based on the requirement also we are taking up. So that is regarding the crop loan part. And coming to allied activities, dairy, I told you, dairy we have been funding small dairies, purchase of animals.
Excuse me, sir.
Yes, sir.
So actually, the slide that is appearing on my computer is basic document required.
Yeah. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I think that I have not is there. I'm just telling, sir. I think I have not put that slide. Okay. I am covering my generally, sir. Dairy, allied activities. I told you activities. One second. Yeah.
Okay.
I'll go deep into that. Allied activities, what kind of things. Till now, I have covered this crop loan part only. And now I will cover the allied activities, like means agriculture allied activities. Basically, we are into pisciculture and poultry. Aquaculture. Aquaculture is we are funding for a fish farming. So fish farming basically happens in wherever irrigation, good water facilities are there. Especially in AP, we are giving good amounts of to the farmers. Per acre, normally we are giving around 2.5 lakhs, 2.5 lakhs per acre in case of fish cultivation. And prawns also we are doing. Prawn cultivation, the farmer is doing 5 lakhs per acre. We are funding as a cash credit facility, working capital facilities. So that is a fish and prawn. And coming to poultry, I think poultry there are three different activities, like commercial layer. Like commercial layer means layer farms, table eggs. The poultry birds which gives the table eggs, which we are eating, consuming as a egg. The production of the table eggs, I mean, they are called layers. For layers, we are funding starting from 200 to 300 rupees per bird. 200 to 300 rupees as a working capital, around 450 to 500 rupees as a term loan facility for construction of the poultry sheds. And coming to layer, apart from the layer, we have parents also we are funding. Parent breeders means like they are going for breeding farms. So they are called breeding farms or parent breeders. For those activities also, we are funding in a big way, especially in AP and Telangana. And broilers. Broilers, recent past, most of the farmers are going for a broiler cultivation through integration mode. Like the customer only have to have a shed kind of a thing, poultry sheds. Say, for example, small scale. So for those sorry, small scale funding also we are giving. The customer is having 10,000 birds, broiler birds, where he will know all the inputs, like starting from day old chicks to feed and medicines, everything given by the some company. Say for example, Sneha is a one company which has been operating in AP and Telangana, where they will have a small farmers, around 500 to 700 farmers. So for those farmers, they require a small kind of a shed. They will poultry shed as per the instruction guidance by the farmer. They will construct the small poultry sheds, which with a capacity of 5,000 or 2,000 birds or 7,000, 10,000 birds. So each small family, farmer family can maintain. So all the inputs like day old chicks and all the feed material, medicines, supervisor, everything will come from the Sneha. Only farmer has to give the proper feed and time as per the instructions and guidance. It is called integration method of cultivation, integration method of bird rearing. So poultry bird rearing. For those activities also we are funding. And farmer will get, within 60 days, he will get the money. So as a job, per kg, they will charge, per kg, they give a return like 3.5 or 4.5 rupees per kg of the birds, like broiler birds. One day, day old chicken, they will give after 45 or 50 days, they will take out weigh the birds and take out and give the payment to the farmer. So this, for these activities also we have been funding. under broiler activities. So poultry, that is a poultry. And dairy, we are doing it as allied activities, but dairy, I mean, small scale dairies are working, especially less than 10 to 12 or 15 animals, they are working. And large scale dairies, most of the large scale dairies are becoming defunct. So we are little bit, initially we have funded aggressively on dairy also, but our experience to the dairy is not so nice or good, I can say. Why? Because the dairy, the input cost is very, very high. Like, if purchase, if farmer is, customer is going for a big scale, he has to invest a huge money. Something happens, I think there is a problem, lot of problem. Why is high input cost is making them to, end up in losses or, removal of the units. That's the major problem. If the farmer is having a smaller this thing like 5 to 10 animals, it is 100% working out. Or he should not go for purchase of every time animal, because each animal is costing around 1.5 to 2 lakhs. So to get a 15 to the animal which is giving around 15 to 20 liters of milk. So that kind of issues are there. So hence we are bit as a bank, HDFC Bank, we are very caution, or we are going very slow in dairy. And sericulture, floriculture, or vermiculture, wherever there is a small, I think very little bit funding only we have given. Poultry and pisciculture we have done aggressively in AP, Telangana, especially AP and Telangana, where I have been operating. We are very good position, market position in terms of this thing. So that is allied activities we have been funding. So with this, I think I have covered most of the points in crop loan or dairy loan or allied activities. If you got any kind of doubt, you can clarify me, so that I will go to next topic, that is Mudra loans we can cover. Any kind of clarification or doubts or
Sir, maybe we can take all the questions once you
okay,
complete this.
okay. Thank you. So this is broadly the bank we are funding under agri and agri crop loan segment. Then we will go for a Mudra loans. Yes. Yeah. Mudra loans basically, till now we have covered the, this agricultural part and agri or allied part. Allied part we have covered. Now we are covering to the Mudra loans. Mudra loans are basically, they are purely non-agri. Main target for this thing is a non-agri activities. Other than crop loans, like income generating act. Agriculture is one thing, and non-farm sector kind of a thing. We can broadly case non-agricultural loans, where the farmers or the other people are involved in small kind of business, small petty businesses. So these Mudra loans are basically given by the all the banks, scheduled commercial banks, and NBFCs and MFIs are eligible under this scheme. They are fund. They can fund to the people who are into this kind of income generation activities. So, as a bank, we are also funding under Mudra, and all other MFIs or MFI activities also being taken up under this Mudra schemes. So basically, these loans are starting from small kind of a loan, 50,000 to up to 10 lakhs only. The loan size, ticket size is 50,000, and the maximum loan is 10 lakhs only. So that is a range of loans that so all under this scheme, that is a scheme. So the main target segment is income generation activities. So any kind of activity that is doing, the income has to be generated to meet his livelihoods. So those who are engaged in the manufacturing or trading or service sectors. So that is a target segment. So I told you there are three kinds of loans. They have given different naming. That is a Shishu loan up to 50,000, up to 50,000 to 5 lakhs is Kishore, and above 5 lakh loan, 5 to 10 lakhs, it is Tarun. It's a naming of a different Mudra schemes. So these three schemes are normally available. 50,000 loans, most of the people are not availing, whereas 5 lakhs and above, most of the people are preferring, or up to 5 lakh loans. Small kind of people, they are preferring to go for this kind of loans. Okay. So under Mudra loans, who are all eligible, who are all the eligible borrowers that can be funded, those can be funded. So primary is individuals, any kind of a proprietaries, individual proprietary partnership from private limited, public limited, any other legal forms also we can fund. And this is a normal this thing. Apart from this, and you should have a regular, general this thing only. You should not be defaulter. So it's a general banking terminology. You should not be defaulter in any of the bank or financial institution, and should have a satisfactory credit track record. Okay, if the customer has availed any kind of a two-wheeler loan or small kind of a loan, you should have a good repayment track record. So that is being seen as one of the criteria. And another important point that we have to look at here is the borrower or the individual should have required skills. Suppose he is taking up some activity or some business he is doing, he should have some skills or minimum experience and knowledge to take up that activity, so that the activity will go. Like some he should have undergone some kind of a training with the training, different required training, so that bankers will have a comfort for funding those kind of projects. Okay, so either sometimes it is education also sometimes matters, different specific activities based on the nature of activity that being given. So education also sometimes qualification is also required, but otherwise skills or knowledge or training sets will suffice the requirement. Or already if he is doing the experience in that activity, that will not be a problem. Yeah. So in this also we are doing different things like term loans need based. That is exactly need based, like term loans or CC facility or OD facility. Those kind of things we are funding. As earlier told you, CC or OD or term loans we are giving. That is the type of facilities. And all for income generating activities only. The customer has to give the project cost, like DPR kind of a thing, a small DPR kind of a thing has to be given. And what is the investment proposed? What is the expected income? What is the income detail? Like small project details is required to get this small loans. Okay. And one important thing is this Mudra loans are not for a consumption or personal needs, purely based on the income generation. If you are doing some kind of activity, the income should be generated so that the family or the individual will depend on that activity and will do the livelihoods, family livelihoods will depend on that activity. Okay, so we are also giving this RuPay cards kind of a thing, where Mudra cards where the CC, small amounts of CC will be given, and debit cards, so that basis which they can use working capital kind of a big working capital kind of a thing, they can use it as and when they require, they can use it and they can deposit and withdraw. CC facility like a thing they can operate. Yeah. Coming to loan amounts, what is the loan amounts that we have been discussing? 50,000 to 10 lakhs as a term loan or OD facility. And the repayment is 3 years, 3 to 5 years, based on all type of the business, especially term loans based on the cash flows. I mean, monthly or monthly activities. Generally, the income generating means month on month the customer need to pay it. And an important thing is these are collateral free. The customer does not require any kind of a collateral. Based on his activity and experience only, banks are funding. And some other fees, like a guarantee fee has to be paid, like 0.25% for SHGs and 1% for others. Every year has to be paid based on the outstanding. That is going to the, government. It is a government guaranteed scheme, wherein 1% of the loan amount or outstanding amount has to be paid every year. So basis which the banks will process it. Instead of the collateral, any kind of security, the banks are taking this, or as per the product it is required. Okay. Coming to the purposes, what are the different purposes we will fund? Small business loans, traders, shopkeepers, other service sector activities. So these are all we can fund. Okay, I will go to the deep details of this loan. What are the different purposes? Say for example, transportation vehicle purchase of the transportation vehicle. If it is using the for a self purpose, we will not fund. Say for example, it is used for a commercial purpose, say auto rickshaws, small goods transportation like small vehicles, small LCVs like commercial vehicles, small size three-wheelers, auto rickshaws, taxis, some kind of thing, which can generate income. That means that has to be used for income generating activities, not for own purposes. Okay. Tractors under agri segment, tractor trolleys or power tillers for only commercial purpose. That means they should go on a hiring basis. So those are also eligible under the transportation segment. And two-wheelers used for a commercial purpose are also eligible. What the main purpose is, what I am reiterating is income should generate from that. Okay, that is the objective. And coming to other target segment is like saloon shops, beauty parlors, gyms, boutiques, tailoring shops, dry cleaning, cycle motor repair shops, so DTP, photocopying facilities, small medical shops, courier agents, different kind of, these are all the community-based or social personal activities, service activities are also funded under Mudra loans. Okay. And coming to third point is food products sector, like, food processing or food product sector, like papads making, achar, pickles making, jam, jellies, uh, agriculture produce preservation at rural level, like, storage units. It is not related to crop loan, hence it is covered. Sweet shops, small service stalls, and day-to-day catering, like canteens or caterers, mess kind of a thing. Cold chain vehicles, suppose cold storages vehicles for transportation of vegetables from the farm to the city or retail unit. And small cold storages, ripening chambers, ice cream making unit, any biscuit making, bread, bun, whatever it is. These are all comes under food product or food processing segment. So these are also small scale activities we can fund under Mudra loans. Coming to fourth, this thing is a textile product sector activity. So handlooms, power looms, khadi activities, jerry, traditional embroidery work, handwork, dyeing and printing, apparel designing, knitting, cotton ginning, computerized embroidery, stitching, other textile non-garment products such as bags, vehicle accessories, furnishing, or carpentry. Different kinds of activities are also funded under this textile segment. Okay. Coming to fifth point is business loans for the traders and shopkeepers. These are small, shopkeepers where the enterprises or business activities are there. Non-farm activities, we can fund up to 10 lakhs. Kirana shops kind of a thing, kirana shops or any kind of trading the shops. Okay. And coming to other purposes, equipment finance, small equipments like, farm equipments also we can fund. Farm or general any kind of equipments, micro units, which they can give it to farmers or fellow farmers for a lease or hiring basis kind of a thing also we can fund under this thing. And coming to allied activities, agricultural allied activities, I told you pisciculture, we can fund beekeeping, poultry, small poultry, and livestock rearing like goat and sheep rearing, and some other activities like gradings, agriculture. These are the related to agriculture. Grading of fruits grading, sorting, and small kind of a mission setting up like small dairy, fishery, and ACABC, that is agri clinics, agri business centers, food processing, agro processing. Only crop loans and land development loans are excluded, such as canal and irrigation also excluded. And services supporting this, like, support other activities which are supporting this main activities also will be given, covered under this thing. And agri infrastructure, like a small agri infrastructure setup, like those also are covered under Mudra loans. So this is no different kinds of activities that we have been funding under Mudra loans. Okay, so I think with this, I think I've completed my presentation on Mudra loans and crop loans. So any other doubts or clarification, you can ask me.
So thank you very much, sir, for sharing information on what are the different kind of agri loan products available mainly with STFC Bank. So friends, now if you have any query, any doubt which you want the guest speaker, Sri Hari Babu Vamkaji to clear, you can have your questions. Or otherwise, sir, you mentioned about this Kisan Gold Card. So how this Kisan Gold Card is different from Kisan Credit Card?
Sir, actually, it is a Kisan credit card only. It is no, in our bank we call it as a Kisan Gold Card, sir. Actually, like it is only KCC only. It is a KCC only. Our bank we internally call it as a Kisan Gold Card.
And you mentioned that the minimum area requirement is 2.5 acre.
Yes,
and
sir. Yes,
per
sir.
family. So card will be issued in the name of family or some individual.
We will take both all the applicants, sir. Suppose loan will be individual, combined will be given, sir. Family loan. Suppose head of the family will be taken as a main applicant, and other family members will be taken as a co-applicant, sir.
Okay. So, but in that case, sir, means 2.5 acre and above.
Sir.
So means I think 40-50% will already get excluded from this facility. So means don't you think we can reduce this because nowadays because of new kind of technologies available, even
Yes, sir.
somebody on 1 acre or 1.5 acre or maybe less than that, they are doing good agriculture.
Yes,
So
sir. Actually, yes, sir. I got your point. Actually, this small and marginal farmers only recently got introduced. Earlier, we used to have above 5 acres, sir. Now we have reduced it to 2.5 acres. I think the bank is also thinking to reduce it. I think till now we are working on this segment only. So initially, our loans were only above 5 lakhs, sir, above 5 acres of agricultural land, sir. Now we are almost 3 years we have started coming down. That is 2.5 acres. In future, I think it might, as you said, it might come to 1 acre also, sir. So that is a thing, sir.
okay. And you mentioned means if suppose somebody has applied for this Kisan Gold Card, he has
Yes, sir.
availed this service, but suppose during that period he has not taken any or means any amount he has not taken under this gold card. So
Sir.
is there will be some cost or some maintenance charge that farmer or farmer family has to pay?
So I am not getting you, sir. If he is not,
Suppose, yeah, you have issued one gold card to me as a farmer,
yes,
but
sir. Yes,
during
sir.
this entire crop season, I have not availed anything, any service under that card.
Yes,
So
sir. Okay.
still I have to pay some maintenance charge or some amount.
No, sir. Actually, it is not required. Oh, especially for a crop loan, that is a CC facility, it is not required, sir. Customer, as and when requires, he can take only. But term loan, it is a no yearly, half yearly, yearly, he has to pay it in a span of 5 years. For KGC CC facility is not required to pay any amounts.
And you also mentioned that there are so many, suppose somebody is going for establishing one orchard. So land preparation,
Yes, sir.
procurement of input, seeds, so many things will come into picture. So that thing again can be, means the financial requirement can be met with this gold card or you have to apply separately for that kind of loan.
No, that can be made, sir. Suppose plantation crops that can be made. That total requirement of the that particular crop is taken care, sir. That is a name that KGC is the name of the card. That's it, sir.
Okay.
The total requirement of the farmer can be met, sir.
And at present, what is the rate applicable?
Rate of interest is around, sir, 9.5 to no, it ranges, sir. Above 9.5 is there. For this low above 3 lakhs low, 9.5 or no 10.5 something else.
And STFC Bank, because I have seen you speak about say for PNB, so maybe some rural bank branch will be available in the village itself. To
Yes.
what extent STFC is having reach?
Sir, we have almost around 6,000 branches, sir. In the last year itself, we have opened around 1,000 branches. We have opened 6,000 branches is there, and future also we have a huge no, target to reach the semi-urban and rural areas. Our bank is expecting to penetrate deeper and deeper geographies apart from the main cities
Yes.
and other these things.
So no, but as a policy, I just wanted to know, means up you have your presence up to district level, block level, panchayat level, or what to what level, or some kind of because in some of the private bank, I have realized that they may not be having branches, but then they have facilitators placed in the village itself. So you may find it difficult to approach the bank,
Yes.
but you
Yes.
or branch, but you may approach those facilitators, and they will help you in getting whatever service you want to avail. So in
Correct.
that, yeah, I just want to know to what extent SDFC is having the approach and what is the kind of approach that is.
Yes, sir. There are currently two approaches. Two approaches are there, sir. One is a BC model and a VLE model are there, sir. So in BC model, sir, actually we have business correspondents. As per the guidance of RBI, we have appointed the several, business correspondents where they will be located in the small village location or mandal headquarters. From there, they will get the banking requirement. That is one type of activity that we are doing it. Another type of activity we have started 2 years back is VLEs, village level extension officers, VLCs, contact points, VLCs, where the farmers, purely the village, they will be located at the villages only. From the villages, they will do all the banking requirements or the customer requirements, like customer wants any kind of a loan or any kind of a liability accounts are required or any kind of facilities or any kind of banking requirements, they will deal with, sir. They have to, we have specially called VLEs, sir, where we have reached up to village level also we have reached. So it started in 2 years back only. I think that also we are targeting to reach up to village or lower small kind of hamlet also will be having that kind of approach, sir.
So you also mentioned about Mudra loan. In fact, one of the participants have asked in the chat box whether Mudra loan is available to farmers as well, because you mentioned there are so many other business activities.
Yes,
Generally,
sir. Yes, yes. Other than the crop loan activities, I told it is available to the farmers. Farmers are not excluded. If it is other than crop loan, it is eligible. Under income generating activities, it is eligible, sir.
okay. And in case of crop loan, Purnima madam has asked that because you understand agriculture production is exposed to so many risks.
Yes,
Suppose something happened to the crop
yes,
in case or because of some natural calamity, and
yes,
the farmer is not able to repay the loan or the
yes,
EMI due amount.
yes, sir.
So, what is the provision that bank can support the farmer?
Sir, actually, Pradhan Mantri, this insurance scheme is there. Crop Fasal Bima Yojana scheme is there, sir. So Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, the farmer has opted for this insurance scheme. I think if any calamities are there, then if there any damage or crop loss is there due to rain or some other this thing, that can be covered. The loan can be waived or insurance can be covered under that, sir.
So is it mandatory? Because I share my experience of home loan when I means applied for home loan. They asked me whether you are having some life insurance cover or not. So they suggested me that you please take some term loan also to the amount that can cover the cost of that home loan. So your bank is also suggesting farmers that if you are availing crop loan from us, you also avail the
Yes.
insurance.
Yes, sir. Actually, till 2 years, till 2 years back or 3 years back, so it was mandatory, sir. Mandatory by the central and state governments for compulsory wherever the farmer is having a loan, compulsory he has to go for a insurance. So crop insurance are under the Pradhan Mantri Fasal Bima Yojana, it is mandatory. But last 2 years back, I think government has given an option to the farmer. It is up to you whether you want it, you can take it because the charges around 5 to 6% based on the crop. 5 to 6% of the loan amount. So if the farmer is, we are encouraging the farmers to go for it. If the farmer says no, I think as per the declaration given by the farmer, we will we will not cover, sir. The discretion is given to the farmer only. It is not mandatory right now.
Though this question is not directly related to you, but still I have
Sure.
seen that many of the times means there are two issues that I have realized in agriculture, whether you speak about in general or you speak about agriculture loans. Nowadays, because of the initiatives of the government and also because of the business opportunity available, I have seen like SDFC has taken so many initiatives. So, and they are just trying to make themselves available or accessible even at the level of village and panchayat. But still, we have realized that uh, many times farmers are not aware about what these products are. Even if they are aware, they are not able to avail the benefit that is available. So just based on your experience, I understand it's not related to your subject, but just based on your experience, you can throw some light why degree of awareness is low. And second, why farmers are not coming forward and availing loans, the kind of it is available through different programs and also through organization like yours.
Sir, basically what you said is absolutely correct, sir, because awareness is low. First point is awareness is low at the farmer level or customer level, and they think that HDFC Bank is a private sector bank. Private sector bank will not fund for agriculture. That kind of a mind setup or block will be there, sir. Or for any other benefit or any other government schemes will not be dealt by the HDFC Bank because it is a private sector bank. So they will only think that government or public sector bank like SB only will deal with this kind of all government schemes, something like that. They will think so. That is the first and foremost mental blockage among the farmers we have, sir. So that is the main reason, and we have been encouraging or we have been advertising through different channels. Local people, our people are inquiring. If any inquiry comes, or we are conducting different kinds of a loan melas at the mandal level, small loan melas at the village level, wherein we could explain the details of our complete product range, different products, starting from two-wheeler to crop loan or all kind of products, including the government benefits, subsidy schemes, other schemes we have been explaining to the farmers at a regular intervals. Sir, we have been conducting at a regular intervals at the village and mandal level so that these farmers are the people will get awareness about it. So those who are interested, it's a kind of a lead generation activity. So those who are interested, I think they can come to the bank or and take up the required requirements based on the requirement. Initially, as you said, there is a very limited or less understanding that we have been dealing with this crop loans or any kind of a loan. A general simple man means HDFC banks simply say that they will it bank deals with housing loans, a general this thing, and or they go for a some kind of a car loan or auto loan, personal loans kind of a stuff they will deal with. They are not into agriculture. Simply they will have their in mind. Even our the people, some of the banking officials also we have got that we are funding for agriculture. Also, some people will not have an idea. So that is the thing. Another important thing is especially farmers or other people, high fi segment, high net worth individual segment of people. They think that HDFC Bank will give 50,000 or 1 lakh or kind of a loan. So where that is not true, based on the requirement, based on the income and the project activities, we have been funding higher amounts also. So internally or outside also there is a issue is there that we are addressing through regular marketing or kind of a melas, loan melas kind of a thing we are addressing, sir.
So, sir, okay, so most of the things you already have made us understand. Just one last thing, sir, because we are organizing this webinar under one component, STRY, Skill Training of Rural Youth. And every year, something like 600 to 700 programs we organize under this component. So
Yes.
these 600, 700 program mostly at the district level, block level, that is the level at which we, and in every program we will invest something like 15 to 28 rural youth and expose them on different skill requirement in the, each program will focus on one component. It may be mushroom, it may be nursery raising, it may be orchard or anything. So,
Yes.
so what we realize that many of the proactive farmers actually want to take up new things. They want to make investment, but creating awareness, as we just discussed on what are the kind of product available, is again a challenging thing. So, sir, though whatever we discussed today, we will definitely make a video, edit a video out of it. But again, it will be of some 60-minute video. And I'm not sure to what extent they will be able to play that 60-minute video, and it again will be in English. So what I'll request, if you are, I'm quite sure because you also take up so many promotion activities, if you are having some videos on your agri credit product, some short duration video in different languages, I'll request you, if it is possible, you please share those videos with us, and in turn we will share these videos with our partner institute. So maybe in each program we will request them, at least you play these videos, make them aware, and if some promotion material is also available in different languages, that also you can share, sir, because something like 24 sessions are there in this short duration program also. So maybe one of the session can exclusively on this. At least I'm not saying that to what extent they will be able to avail it or not, but at least they will be able to come to know that these are the kind of different products available. So based on the kind of resource availability, they can make their strategies, they can plan accordingly. And if you have some structure, because as I mentioned, most of the time our training partners are AVKs and Atmas. So they are placed at the district headquarters. And I'm quite sure at district level, you will be having your branches. So if you can suggest us some simple mechanism that at district level, this will be the office applicable. So we will request our partner institutes, our training institutes to approach them, invite somebody from there in case he is available during that 1 week time. They can come and means explain different products to the farmers. So I'm not saying that they straight away, though we emphasize on that they get connected with bank, but first level probably will be to create the right kind of awareness. They must know that these are the kind of products available and what are the kind of opportunities these kind of product provide. So I'll request you, sir, if it is maybe after this webinar, we can discuss first if some promotional videos are available, if some promotional material is available, you just provide us the soft copy. We will get it printed and share with those participants in whatever different languages it is available. And third, how to institutionally approach somebody at the district level. So these are some of the things, sir, that I just want to, and as some of the participants have shared in the chat box, it was really a very wonderful, comprehensive session. We are so thankful to you, sir, because though many signed an MOU with STFC, but many times it happens because of one region or the other, some other engagement, some other compulsion. Whenever we speak about taking some activity under that MOU, it becomes difficult to honor those things. But just around 10 days back, when I approached Ram Krishna ji, he was so kind enough to depute you and connect me to you for this particular session. Thank you very much, sir, for your participation.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir. As you said, we have we will take it up. I will take it up, and there are different departments are there. Marketing departments are there. I'll discuss with the marketing departments, other departments, how best we can give you the soft copies of the different promotional materials and other local people also, if any possibility is there. That I will explore and I'll come back to you, sir. And thank you, sir. Thank you for giving this opportunity to discuss and explain about the KGC and other Mudra products to you, sir. Thank you, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, sir. Thank you very much.
Thank you.